The weather has changed. Got lots of stuff on. So it's holiday today, and there's a few of us that are off. I and Chris B, and hopefully Cat 1 Gus, and hopefully a few others are going to go do a 4-lane workout. So it's no more than 50 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. What that is in Celsius, I don't know. Let's see. Take away 32, take 5/9, it's about 10 degrees. The high is going to be about 59 today, but not while we're on the bike. So it's about 9 a.m. Gonna get probably back to the cars by noon. Every 400 feet you climb, you go down 1 degree in Fahrenheit. We're starting off at about 500 feet. We're gonna go to about 4,200 feet. Now we're meeting in about half an hour, and I'm here early because I gotta warm up. The reason I gotta warm up is that Chris B and former Cat 1 Gus, they are stronger climbers than I am, especially former Cat 1 Gus. So I don't want to drag them back. So I think it's my responsibility to get here early and then just to warm up. And that's what I'm doing. Hey guys.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. Are you joining us?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Oh, my name's Steve. You are?
Juan.
Juan. Hey, Juan.
Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. And that's Chris. Man, that's a nice bike. I like those. I like the paint job. Ordinarily, when there's a new rider that joins you in a challenging course, you're always concerned about if there's going to be a disparity in cycling abilities. It quickly became evident that Juan had some game, and I didn't have to worry about him being off the back. In fact, there were times when I was in danger of getting dropped. It also became evident real quick that it's a good thing that I warmed up. In fact, I could have used about 10 more minutes of warm up because Chris B in the front there, he was pushing the pace. And this was just at the beginning of the ride. We still had to go climb to the bottom of the main climb to do our workout. It was actually early on in the ride, such as this, where I was in danger of getting dropped. And I was on the edge, it felt like, a couple times. The only reason I survived is because of the training plan I currently have, which focuses on strength building, on the bike strength building, as well as the occasional upper end work that I do with the Zwift races about once a week or so. I was also able to do things like what you're just seeing now. Juan had to dial back just a bit because of Chris B's relentless pacing on this part of the climb, and I had to fill the gap. And I was able to do that and able to stick to his wheel, thank goodness, because when I got to his wheel, I was hurting a little bit. I tell you one thing, that the ride so far has given me some confidence that what I'm doing, it seems to be working.
Yeah. How many miles? 8 miles?
8.2. If I was riding by myself today, I'd be doing my regular, bigger than normal gear steady pacing going up this big climb. But because Chris B is here, I have a chance to push myself and see how I can do relative to him. Ordinarily, I should say years back, we were pretty even. Sometimes I'd be faster than him, and he'd be faster than me on other times. But as I've gotten older, that's changed. He's about, 7 years younger than I am, so I think he's maybe around 58, maybe 60, and I'm 65. He is also about 144 pounds, and I am a little over 20 pounds more at about 164 or so. We are just about to finish that, what I'll call the first step. And the pace that Chris has been setting, thankfully I've been able to stick on his wheel. Juan has come off a little bit. Fast forward a bit past that small false flat section, we start climbing again, and Chris is keeping up his pace. I, for whatever reason, am starting to feel a little better. Not great, but good enough, so I decided to go to the front, and I'm hoping that I can stay at the front, because if Chris passes me, that's going to be a bad sign for me. Ordinarily, I'd be displaying my power data right now, but my memory card on my Garmin died out, so that old Garmin Verb with my backup battery was useless. What you're looking at right now was recorded by my Fly 6. That is my rear camera that's designed to watch the traffic, essentially. If I get taken out by a car from the rear, then the fetching Mrs. Cycling Greek can go grab that camera from my carcass and go after the driver. I also had my GoPro Sessions 5 on my helmet, but that only could last about 90 minutes, so I used that sparingly. About a mile later, I was not only able to stay at the front, but I was able to pull away from Chris B. I never looked back. I just listened for sound. Main reason being is that I wanted to keep focus, and I was concerned that if I didn't think he was back there and he was actually right behind me, then that would play on my psyche a bit. Jumping forward to the 2.75 mile mark where the turnout is, I dialed back just a bit. I was getting concerned with the amount of upper intensity work I was doing, not only on this climb, but with the pace that we were holding on the previous 9-mile undulation to get to the bottom of this climb. I was also thinking that I'd have to increase my intensity just to keep up this pace because I was starting to get worn out a little bit. I was concerned that I was not going to be able to hold this pace all the way up for the next 5+ miles. Miles later, Chris B was able to make connection with me again. And not only did he connect, but then he went to the front. And then not only did he go to the front, at the 6-mile mark, he started pulling away from me. I figured I just needed to dial back for a bit and then just work my way back up to him. But that never happened because I was starting to get pretty tired. After he passed me, I thought that I could just rest a little bit, then go, and I was starting to do that, but it was pretty evident that I was running out of muscular endurance. So Jugai Kwan is way behind me somewhere, and I guess I'm in no man's land. Hi there. So what's the plan? Are you working on clearing trees or looking at hotspots or what?
No, we're going to clear road trees.
Ah, okay.
Road hazard trees.
Gotcha. They're going to clear road hazard trees. So that means any trees that can topple over at the next rain because they're dead. I certainly don't want a tree coming down when I'm descending on the bike, that's for sure. Beautiful sky. Sure is pretty up here, in spite of the trees. Okay, so even though I crawled up at the end, I finished this in like 57 minutes. Man, that Chris B is a spider monkey. Well, I'm not going down there. I was going pretty slow at the end.
I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put on more toes.
Car back! It's not working anymore. It's not connecting to the chip, so I don't know if it's a chip or something else. This has gone through a number of accidents, so it may have gone to the end of its life. But I'll find out. I'll play with it when I get home. Otherwise, I got to get another one. Great workout.